What's up, party people? Welcome to another episode of Let Me Speak to a Manager. Today is a special episode. We have our first ever guest. First time ever that Frank and I have 3 boxes up on a Zoom, and we made this exception for a business mogul in the making by the name of Yoni Katz. Yoni lives in London. We know his dad from LinkedIn, and Yoni is a hustler. Yoni is starting multiple businesses at once and wanted to come on our podcast and get some advice. So we dive into both of his businesses. We talk marketing, we talk pricing, we talk operations, we talk brand, we talk all kinds of things that most adults don't even understand. So hope you love this episode. We had a blast recording it. If you're new to this, we'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy our podcast, please give us a review.
You're listening to Let Me Speak to a Manager with Frank Cava and Ian Matthews.
What a crock of shit.
Yeah, that was hot mic, Sam.
It's 30 minutes away. I'll be there in 10.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Frankie!
Ian, you son of a bee!
You're keeping it PG. I like it.
I'm keeping it PG. We got a special guest today, and he's only 12, so his virgin ears will not be soiled by me.
We are breaking new grounds for this podcast. We promised ourselves that we weren't going to chase around a bunch of people to do interviews if we were going to start a podcast. And we haven't had to chase for this one, but we do have a very special guest today that we are excited about. We are joined by young Yoni Katz. Yoni, welcome.
Hi, thanks.
So Yoni, where are you right now? Where do you live?
I'm in England, London, in Edgware.
Edgware, okay. So what time is it there? It's morning for us.
It's 4:40.
Good. So you just finished up class. So, Yoni, how old are you?
It's 4:40.
I'm 12.
You're already making me late. It's only 38 after. It's part of my problem.
That is part of your problem. So Yoni is 12 years old, and this idea came about because we had posted something on LinkedIn, one of our videos, and Yoni is the son of Adam Katz, who is a friend of Frank and ours that we interact with on LinkedIn often. And Yoni asked a few questions about business, and Frank said, rather than trying to answer them here on LinkedIn, why don't we just get him on the podcast and start diving in? So in prep for this, we talked to Yoni a little bit, and Yoni, being 12 years old, is making young Frank and Ian seem like very lazy 12-year-olds for sure, because I had not quite done what Yoni's done, nor had I been on a business podcast by that age. So Frank, what were you doing at 12 years old?
Mostly sports in school. And if I was doing anything business related, it was either working with my dad and he was an electrician, so I would do that, or I was like hawking candy bars so I could play on like travel sports teams.
Yeah, the closest thing I had to what Yanni's been up to is I scooped my dog's crap for allowance. That was like, I considered that a job, that I would go spend on pizza and candy.
One of the things I'm excited about, Yoni, to have you on the show is you have an accent, right? So but we probably sound like we have an accent to you.
Yeah.
It's all perspective. I was in Australia once and I was with my sister and we were talking and she's like, I wish we had cool accents. And the guy standing behind me goes, you do. So I was just excited to hear you talk.
And Yoni, just relax. We have great subscribers for the dozens of people that may listen to this podcast. I'm sure they're going to be very excited. You don't need to worry too much about that. Yeah, you're getting on at a good time before anyone actually listens to us. So Yoni, why don't you start with the first business that you started? Tell us about the first customer that you went and got and how you convinced that person to give you their money.
Well, my first person was a test, which was my mum. I'm doing a massaging business. because my mum always begs for massages. So I was like, if people like massages that much, then I might as well like make some money out of it. So she was like my test round.
That is a
Um,
beautiful idea. Never give away your services for free. Like that's first lesson for everyone listening right out of Yoni. If you're going to give someone your services, charge for it.
uh,
Even your mom, and no one's sacred, even mom.
Yep.
yeah. So I also wanted some money to invest in the stock shares, and I forgot what it's called. Yeah. Um, and I also want to get like known for my future businesses. So like when they need me, let's say, or someone, I'm probably like one of the people that they think of. So I'm just trying to get my name out there.
I mean, awesome. You're 12 years old and you're thinking about your, what you call that is your personal brand, right? So you're thinking about branding, getting your name out there, being known for certain things. I'm going to stay on that. What would you like to be known for, Yanni?
I want to be known for like someone who's willing to do something. And if they know that I'm willing to do something at a young age, then hopefully they'll think by the time I'm older, I'll be able to help their services a lot more.
I mean, I'm giddy with this interview already. I'm so excited about this. I'm gonna make my son watch this. He's 2 years behind you, but he's not thinking about personal brand. He needs to be. He needs to be thinking about branding.
And I love what you just said too about getting your foot in the door and like making it so people know you're willing to do stuff. That's really great.
Yeah.
I think in general, I hope that you never lose that. I think whether you're 12 years old or 22 or 42, you know, Frank and I are over 40. We want people to think of us as people that get things done. That if you ask us to do something and you pay us to do it, we do it well and we do it on time. And so I think as we get into any business you want to start, there is nothing more important than being a man of your word. So if you want to start a business, the best way to grow a business is to do what you say you're going to do on time and exactly how you said it. So I love that you led with that before we even had to prompt you.
Can I ask you a question, Yanni? Do you know who Charlie Munger is?
No, I don't.
All right, so he basically is a cartoon character. He's 90 something years old. He's got glasses. And you can only kind of see one of his eyes through his glasses, and he eats peanut brittle. You know what peanut brittle is?
No,
It's
not.
peanut. It's like peanuts in like hard candy, like almost like
Candy.
it's like hard sugar. So when he eats the peanut brittle, he gets it all over his shirt, kind of like your grandparents would. And he's got like just pearls of wisdom that come out of him. And he talks about how if you are looking to disappoint people, basically don't be reliable. So what you've already said is one of his key principles is you want to be known to be someone who's reliable. So that's so this old sage with one eye and glasses, with he gets like stuff all over his shirt. He is agreeing with one of the principles you have as a 12-year-old: be reliable and be trustworthy, and that really can pole vault you forward.
Yeah.
So after Mom, who was your second customer in your massage business?
It's mainly been my family, because I'm trying to get their reviews, and then I'm gonna take it out. Like, but I'm trying to keep it small. So like, if I try to do it with loads of people, my number one, my hands will be really tired, and number two, I won't have time for anything else, and I've obviously got to do other things in life.
Obviously, you've got school, you've got football, you've got all these things that you're involved in. So let's talk about your family. You brought up reviews.
Yeah. I want them to like tell people that it's good, so like they'll like already have positive like thoughts in their mind. Like if you start something with negative thoughts about it, you're mainly gonna like not like it probably.
My God, I'm loving this kid, Frank. So what you are talking about, the term for that is social proof. Have you ever heard social proof before?
No.
So social proof is just when someone goes on computer and you run a internet search, you go to Google and you look it up. the first thing most people are going to look for is what are other people saying about it? Because in general, people, humans, we put a heavy weight on the experience of other people. And the fact that you are starting with people that you know are going to give you a good review is a brilliant lesson for anybody listening who's starting a business. You want to make your very first customers raving fans.
Yeah.
So how are you going to make sure you get good reviews from them, other than the fact that they're your family and you'll track them down if they don't?
Number one, I make it short, but not too short that it's unpleasant. So it's like they'll come back for more. So they'll say, I always want more. And yeah, so they mention that. Also, I've stolen my mum's sleep cream and I put it on them so they get a really good sleep after.
Special sauce in that business. I like it.
Smart, and you're keeping overhead low.
So where are they going to give you a review? Where are they going to leave it where other people can find it?
No, I'm just gonna like make a message and then like make a list of like this person said X and this person said Y.
Okay, very smart. So where is that going to be? Are you going to have a book? Are you going to have where will that be visible?
Messaging people. I'm just messaging people or WhatsApp.
Have you thought about building a web page for this business?
I have been, and I thought I'm trying to keep it smaller.
Sure. So does that mean you might do it, or you're not going to build a web page?
No, I'm just trying to keep it like of people I know who like. So I'm also not driving around the whole world.
That's smart. You got to make them come to you. That's right. And you never know what kind of a weirdo is going to come over your house and ask for a massage. Your dad's going to have to stand around with a baseball bat and watch what's happening. So this business, how big would you like it to be? How much money would you like to make from this business?
So far I've made a bit over 100. So I'm going to try like get that again or maybe a bit more, because I'm just trying to build a bit to invest into stock shares or stock market. I can't remember. And I want to keep it small because, again, I also only want to get in a few people's heads that I'm like out there, because if I get it out with everyone, I won't get the message across properly.
Frank,
this is just incredible. I like this.
I love that you're already afraid of blowing up.
He's already thinking about execution issues down the road. It's fantastic.
I know the service is incredible. I can't build too many fans. It's awesome.
So, Yoni, what do you charge for a massage?
Oh, I've had massages in the past for like £40 an hour. So I halved it because obviously I'm younger and also I need to make it sound better. So £20, and then I said before I halved the time, so it's half an hour. But also then I halved the price again to £10, so it sounds a lot smaller than the price actually is.
So when you say £40 for a massage that you've had before, so you're basing your pricing based on what you think the market is already.
Yeah.
And you are starting with a lower price, so that's one of the areas where you're going to differentiate yourself.
Yeah, so they'll come to me over other people.
So what ways in your mind do you think you could raise price? What would you have to do to be able to raise that price? So right now you said it's £20 for a half an hour?
No, £20 for an hour, £10 half an hour.
£10 for a half an hour, which is about half of what the market is. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what ways do you think you could move your pricing to what the market is charging?
Oh, number one, I need to like get experience. So like go to like learn like the body parts, or like in science, and I need to go to like university or something, wherever you learn it. So that'll be like one. Also, I probably need to be older because I can't go to university at like this age.
Do you want to know a secret?
Yeah.
You can learn as much on YouTube as you could at the university. So I think your idea though of getting better, I think that you're showing a lot of emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, in that you're new, you're not qualified enough. So you're not trying to charge what a qualified person would, because if you've only done a few massages and you're trying to charge as much as a family member could pay to go to a professional, why would they pay you? They'll just go to a professional. So you have to give them a little something to entice them to come in. But I think the best way you're going to get better at this is practicing, doing a little bit more of it and asking for feedback. What do you like when I do? What should I do less of? What should I do more of? And you just keep asking customers over and over. In any business, Yoni, and we'll talk about this in your other ones, the best way to get better and to build a business is to listen to your first customers, because they're the ones that took a chance on you. And usually new customers are going to give you a lot of great feedback. You have any other thoughts on that, Frank, on how he could push price?
So this isn't necessarily sustainable, but I think you could also push price because these are your relatives in most instances. So probably not the crowd you want to do that with, but building your skill set. And so I think you could go that route with it. But I think the other thing is the foundational skills, right? And I have started a business from scratch. And do you have any guess who my first investors were in my business?
Your family?
Absolutely. So they're going to be your guinea pigs on your massage business, but they'll be your biggest supporters when the time comes for that as well. So what you're doing now is you're building a track record starting at 12 with these people who will ultimately support you in everything that you do in life. So maybe you forgo some immediate profits for some long-term gain.
Yeah.
And I think to Frank's point, that's fantastic. It's there's no shame in starting a business by starting with your inner circle. Do you know what a network is, Yoni?
Yeah, I know what a network is.
What do you think a network is?
It's like people around you. It's like the people you're with the most.
The people you interact with the most. So right now, those are your schoolmates. Those are your teammates in soccer. That's your family. That's your brother. It's your mom and dad. The people you interact with the most, teachers, right? These are people that are in your inner circle. But when you start a business, you normally are going to start with your innermost circle. And whether you're 12 or 30 or 50, it doesn't matter. We are starting a business. Your dad might have told you about it, but we are starting a car alarm business. So it is a high-tech product, and we just raised millions of dollars for it. And guess who we called?
I forgot his name, but that basketball player.
Oh yeah, well, Shaquille O'Neal for sure. We got
I think it was him.
we got Shaquille O'Neal, but mainly where we raised our money were with our family. My mom and dad are in it. The founder's mom and dad are in it. His brother and sister are in it. My best friends, that's who I called. My friends that have money that I wanted to get in on the deal. Frank is in it. So that first round of financing, that first round to get it going, we did just what you did. We called all the people that we were closest with that trusted us. That's what you did. Your first customers trust you. They feel comfortable with you. And they gave you a chance to go practice your business, to get feedback. So absolutely brilliant move on your part with this massage business.
Yeah.
What's the end goal with the massage business? Is this a starter business to make a little bit of coin so you can get into your next business?
This isn't a business which I want to go long term. This isn't the business which I want to just get people to know me for my next business and then the next business after that. So this is just like to tell people that I'm like in the market. So my next business is like a car washing business, but it only comes up like 1 week a year. So I can do this with the massaging business. I'm doing it because in the Jewish community, there's a festival called Passover, and you have to like get rid of all the like wheat related like food, like any crumbs or anything. So you need to clean like all your houses and your cars. So, and it's really stressful. So if I clean people's cars, it'll probably reduce their stress. And if I make it cheap, then it's easy for them to say yes to, because it's getting rid of like that really hard job for like barely any money.
Okay. I'm excited again, Frank. I mean, everything about this is brilliant. So you have an event that you know people are going to be keenly focused on. So in businesses, there's a lot of businesses based on this. Think about if you started a flower shop, they make all of their money around Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. They have certain events where they do all their marketing beforehand because they know there's a deadline, there's a pressure around this. So I think it's beautiful. Frank, he's doing a launch. I mean, he's doing a launch. He has a built-in date. So my question here would be, because I think this one's a little bit different how you price it than maybe even the massage business. And Frank, I would love your input on this. But when you think about this, when is the date coming up when you would do this car washing?
I don't know the precise date, but it's like in 3 weeks. And that third week, I'm just going to do it until like that whole week.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
You said a minute ago, Yoni, is you wanted to raise this money so you could buy stocks or in the stock shares, right? So that's still the goal, right?
Yeah.
And then what you talked about a minute ago was kind of undercutting the pricing because your lack of experience and with your massage business, right? So you looked at like what's market and you came in with a humble approach, which was a little bit lower. So where I think Ian's going to go with this is on the launch. I want to just kind of put a seed out there and say, maybe in this business, we don't think about lowering the price. We think about how we can charge a little bit more because of services rendered. And how could we so Ian, when you get into launch, maybe we think about like, how could we really ring the bell?
Yeah. So let's start with, what do you think someone would pay for a good, thorough cleaning of their car for this event?
At least 15, 16 pounds for inside and out.
Where are you basing that on? So where do you get those numbers?
Number one, I've been on Google and searched loads of companies and like what their price is. And also I know someone who used those prices, and in that 1 week they made over £500. So
okay,
yeah.
So exciting. So where would you do this? Where would you? So let's say I'm a potential customer. Let's say I'm in your church and you've convinced me that I'm interested. Where would I have to bring my car? Are you going to be in a parking lot somewhere? Am I coming to your house?
No, I'm gonna go to you, so it's easier.
Okay.
That's
It's
what
gonna
I'm
be
talking
hard
about.
on me, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So are you going to schedule time slots? Are you going to give them a calendar and say, here's the times I have available when I'm not at school, and you can pick a slot?
I'm going to start by practicing on my mum's car and seeing how long that takes me.
Your mom needs a cut for all this work that you're practicing on. Poor mom. Mom needs a cut.
So I'm going to practice on her and like see how long it takes. So let's say it takes 2 hours. I'm going to make like a schedule on that like basis.
Okay. So marketing, do you know what the term marketing is?
No, it's like a market, but
It's similar. So it's advertising. Do you know what advertising means?
yeah.
Okay. So you have to marketing is really just about getting attention. So right now, no one thinks of Yoni. They think of you as the cute kid that they see at church from time to time. They don't think of you as a businessman who could clean their car. So you have to get their attention. You have to let it be known that I'm out here, I'm doing this, here's how it works, and here's what I would charge. And here's the most important part. Here's the value to you.
Yeah.
Right? So what is the value to a customer? Why would I pay you 15 pounds instead of doing it myself?
What I've done for it, I've got this app called Canva, and it's like an app where you like make posters. So I made a car one of that with all the prices on it and like all the information you need to know. So I always found pictures are you taking a lot more information in long emails and stuff. So I'm gonna send that on like my status and my like parents' statuses. So like all our contacts can know that like that's there.
I love it.
Can I look? I want to go. Here's what I'm thinking, Yoni. So do you know the difference between a feature and a benefit?
A feature is like a design and a benefit is like something in your favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very, very well said.
So if the feature is you're going to have a clean car with no crumbs because you have to get rid of all the crumbs before Passover. If Yanni does the work, what's the benefit?
And that they don't have to do it.
And what do they get if they don't have to do it?
A lot more time.
Yeah.
Time. You're
Boom.
saving them time. Boom. So to Frank's features and benefits, very well thought out already. A feature is what? A benefit is so what? Right? So a feature is I'll clean your car inside and out. I will spend the time. The so what is so you have an hour of your life back and you don't have to do it yourself. So you are saving people time. So you're either trying to usually save people money, you're trying to save them peace of mind, or you're trying to save them time. And this one, a little bit of peace of mind, little bit of time. You know, saving money would be I do it myself and I don't pay anyone for it. But the average person doesn't have time to go clean out their car, which is why my car is always dirty because my kids mess it up and I don't even have time to drive it down to the cleaning place. So, you know, you're going to save people time. You're going to do it for them. Let me take this off of you. You're busy. I know that. You adults are out running around doing stuff. I'm going to take this off of your plate. I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to clean your car for you.
Yeah.
Now, the companies that you said will clean your car out for 15 pounds, will they come to your house and do it?
No.
Okay. So you have to
The
go to
person
the...
I know does go to each other people's houses. So I think that's why he made so much money.
Yeah. So here's something I would just challenge you to think about. If it's 15 pounds for me to get in my car and drive and sit around and wait, I'm not saving any time. If you think about it, I'm having someone do the manual work, but I still have to drive there. And then I'm going to sit there for an hour while you clean my car while I'm on my phone, but my time is not saved, right? So I'm paying 15 pounds because I don't like to clean. It's aggravating. I don't want to do it. But if you came to them, I just open my car and say, go clean it, youngster. And I keep doing whatever I want to do at the house. I'd be willing to pay you an extra 5 pounds for that. What do you think, Frank? Maybe 20 pounds for that, maybe 25. So think about your pricing and that your value is higher than the market that you've already scouted out.
Yeah.
You might be able to charge more than 15 pounds by going to them. Because you think about it, and your costs are higher. Dad's car to get you there, that costs gas. That's a little bit of maintenance on the car. That's dad's time. It's your time.
I'm going to walk there.
Oh my gosh, even cooler.
But I'm doing it with my brother because I'm not sure I can do the whole car.
Okay.
In like 2 hours. And it'll take like 2 hours.
So you have an employee. So you're going to have to pay your employee. So, you know, you need to think about pricing in when it goes in this. And if I were you, I would charge a little bit higher than what you think the market is.
Yeah. It's like a good 20.
A good 20, maybe 25. And guys like Frank and I, if you can save us time, we're happy to pay 25 pounds for somebody to come and clean out our car. Happy to. Wouldn't think twice about it to save us that kind of time.
So I think there's two things we should do here, and then let's get into your real estate questions. Why don't you kind of summarize for us what's your marketing strategy, like what you're going to talk about, and what's the benefit of hiring you versus just doing it myself or bringing it to the car wash down the street?
This is what I'm going to tell them, like the customers. Okay, I'm going to tell them that they don't have to like go anywhere. It's like delivered to the door. That's on the poster. And also they don't like, normally you'd have to if it's at your house, you'd have to get out all your equipment and then in the end tidy it up all yourself. But here we're gonna like take our own equipment and then take it to their house, and then there's no additional cleanup to that. So yeah.
And you said Passover was the driver, right? So in time for Passover, do you know what that's called?
No.
That's urgency or a call to action because you have a deadline.
Yeah.
So, and if that's kind of what, if that's the person you're appealing to, don't be afraid to put that on there. Hey, in time for Passover. And then the other thing is you're in business, right? You're a businessman. I would invest in a t-shirt that says we accept tips.
In general, you should get yourself some merch for this business anyway. Just big picture of you on it smiling. You need a name for this.
I was thinking about one of my businesses being like Shopify, like you make your own t-shirts and you sell them online.
It's another good one. That's another good one. So, but I think for this, I think Frank's point is really good. One thing I would challenge you with, so you've got Canva, but I would go on your computer and I would make a one piece of paper marketing flyer. Practice making a marketing flyer. And you can Google search, templates for marketing flyers. But you're a good looking kid. You're a good marketer. You're a businessman. I would put a big picture of you smiling, maybe with your brother smiling, saying, "We come to you. Let us clean your car for Passover. Here's all the things that we'll do. Here's inside and out. We'll vacuum. We'll wash. We'll get all the crumbs out. All of that. And then, so here's the what. And then under that, so you have peace of mind that you're prepared for Passover. We save you time. And all this for only 25 pounds. And we'll come to you, just schedule it." And I would think about how you can get some of those pieces of paper. So use Canva. The digital is beautiful that you'll have more people, but I would hand them out at church. I would see if you could even hand them out, to people in the congregation that are there, hand them out. So people see this, they bring it home and they think, because a lot of people that are going to be your customers are going to be older and they might not be online. They might be there. So maybe some old school marketing is the way to go here, where you're handing out sheets, at the front where people can pick them up and take them with, and then call and schedule their cleaning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know one of the other benefits of doing it face to face? It's hard to say no to somebody when you're right in front of them.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of big sales happen when people sit at the same table together. So if you are able to do you have your flyer and you're a charming kid and you say, "I'm really excited to do this," the sales will happen easier in many instances.
And Frank is just nailing something important here that you should think about in your whole career. In that, I'll give you an example. The local Little League football teams, they're always selling something here, and they do it for like a 2-week period. And I will go into Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee, and they're selling me something, and I buy it, and I come out. If it's a different kid selling, I can't say no to him either. People don't purchase, so customers don't buy based on facts and objective. They buy based on emotions. And some people will buy from you just because they want to help a little hustling kid who's cute, who's aggressive. They'll buy from you just because they want to help you out and they want to see, they know there's value, but they want to help you. They want to do something right. So think about that. Anything you can do face to face, you're going to have a much higher close rate, meaning how many people you ask, more will say yes to a kid giving them a flyer. Make sense?
Yeah.
And look, Frank and I are here. So your dad just needs to let us know in messaging, whatever you're doing with this launch. We're excited about it. What did your buddy make in a week?
Like 500 pounds.
500 pounds. So Frank, what's a good goal we should set for young Yoni? It's got to beat that, right? We got 550, 600.
What do you want to make, Yoni? What do you want the number to be?
I want it to be a bit over 500 as well.
There we go.
So what we think doesn't matter. It's what you think. Write that goal down, circle it, put it somewhere prominent, like in the mirror in your bathroom. and then start on your plan.
And then, work backwards. So if the number is 600 and you're charging 20 pounds, how many customers do you need?
30.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah, you need 30. You need 30 customers. So you and your brother need to put a plan together of how are we going to get 30 people to see that we're offering this, and how are we going to schedule all 30 to make that kind of money? You got to work backwards when you have a goal.
Yeah.
Well, we have just pounded you on your amazing business ideas, and Frank, I don't know about you, but I'm tickled that we did this because you inspire me, young Yoni. So ask us. Frank and I are involved in lots of different types of properties, some individually, some we've done together. And you are interested in property one day. So what would you like to ask us?
How do you start in property? Like, how do you start the business?
I'll go first. So what I did is I got a degree in construction management, and I went to work for a home building company, and I moved a long ways away, more than 1,000 miles away from home. I don't know what that comes out to in kilometers. I think it's like 1,500, 1,700 kilometers away from home. So a long distance, because I thought there was a good opportunity. And what I did is I built one house, kind of like have you ever played Monopoly?
Yeah.
I built that house and I built up equity, which means I had money in that house. Then when I sold that house, I kind of traded that into a bigger house. And I sold that one and traded it into a third. And I slowly just traded and traded and traded until I had enough money to own some stuff that wasn't just where I lived.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Do you ever rent your stuff?
Oh, yeah. So my first house, I couldn't afford the house by myself. So I rented out rooms, like literally, like I lived in one room and I had like the kitchen and the family room that I shared with people. It was almost like having I had a bunch of roommates. And then I had like a really nice owner's suite, which had like its own closet and its own bathroom. But I shared the rest of the house with other people because I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So property, Yoni, property is expensive. So, in all likelihood, your first property, you're going to have to take a loan from a bank to get most of the money to buy it. But I think a reason why most people never get started in real estate has nothing to do with the skills it takes to be in real estate. They don't get started because they're not good at saving their money. You have to still be able to put some money down. And so my biggest advice to you, all these ideas you have that you're trying to make money, the best way to save is to go make more. So you're going out, you're trying to make 600 pounds. That's great. And you're going to invest it in the stock market. And maybe in 10 years, that 600 turns to 1,200 or 1,500. Do that over and over so that you have the money you need to put down. That's how you do your first real estate deal, is you save enough money. And what that takes is discipline. While all your friends are spending money on things that don't make sense, video games and things that don't make money, you just keep saving money, investing it, putting it into stocks, doing things like that. And over 10 years, when you come out of a university, you're going to have more money to start. You can't be in real estate if you don't have some money to start with, long before you do anything else.
Yeah. If you had any advice for your 12-year-old self, what would it be?
Stop eating so much sugar cereal. You're going to get fat. Frank, you go first on that. That's a true story too. I would tell myself that.
So it's hard to hear this when you're 12 and you got a lot of ambition, but enjoy being 12. Have fun. You're in what, 6th or 7th grade?
7, yeah.
You're in 7th grade. Like 7th grade's a lot of fun. Like you got buddies and pals and so enjoy being 12. And the other thing I tell myself is don't worry about what other people think of me, because I worried a lot about that when I was 12. So have fun, enjoy being 12, and thinking about things that you like to do, trying things, have fun with your friends. That's really, really good stuff. And if I was really being honest with my 12-year-old self, I'd say, go talk to that pretty girl. Cause I was so shy. I didn't want to do that. But as as a grown up, like, what did I have to lose?
Yeah, you just don't have as much to lose as you think. And I'll just add, when I was younger, I was always in a hurry to be a grown up. I just wanted to get older. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be independent. And I'll tell you what I tell all my little boys that I coach in baseball is there's not a dad out there who wouldn't trade everything to be back on a soccer field playing soccer games when they were 12 or 13 or 14. So really try to enjoy those moments. It's you'll remember them the rest of your life. So don't be in too much of a hurry to get older. And the second thing I would just tell you is everyone really only cares about themselves. And if you understand that the most important thing to everyone you interact with is themselves and not you, you'll really be good at persuading people, at connecting with people. Make everyone feel like the most important person in the world, and they'll love you. You'll have more friends than you can imagine if you can master making other people feel important.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you two quick things, Yoni? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool.
So I have a 2-year-old son, and Ian and I sound like old men when we tell you this because we are old men. But one of the things I tell him every single day is, hey, buddy, these are the good old days. And the reason I say that to him is because they are. Like, there'll be a period in his life where he'll be older, he'll have different responsibilities. And so I just want him to enjoy it. But Ian and I know a lot of kids, and we know a lot of 12-year-old kids. Do you know why we decided to bring you on as our first podcast guest?
No.
Because you were curious. I loved your curiosity. So if you could keep something from your childhood, it's that curiosity. It's asking the questions that got you to sit down with us and be on this show in the first place. You asked good questions. You were really smart. You thought about it. That's going to serve you well. Continue to ask questions. Continue to be curious. Enjoy the process. Get through it. But that is a special quality that you have.
When people stop growing in life, Yoni, when people's careers stall and they don't go anywhere, it's when they quit being beginners. They quit what it's like to be like you right now, to be curious, to be excited to learn new things. And they feel like they've kind of made it, and then they start protecting. And so instead of being vulnerable and putting themselves out there, look, this took a lot for you. You're on with two complete strangers in America doing a podcast. I'm so proud of you. And here you are by yourself. Your dad's not holding your hand, and you're ripping questions at us and letting us Shark Tank you on your businesses. Your confidence and your willingness to be vulnerable are just assets that I can't tell you how valuable they are if you don't lose them. But most adults lose it. They get scared and they want to protect their identity and their brand, and they won't be vulnerable anymore. And so please, please, please don't lose this. We love that about you.
I want to say something what Ian said. We all lose it temporarily. Ian and I have both been not curious or nervous or scared. That's part of the process. If you lose it temporarily, just try and get it back. And that's what we're saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, keep going. Fire some more. Fire a couple more at you. We got about 5 minutes.
What do you look in a property before you buy it? Like,
so what you look at in a property is going to differ on the type of property. Ian does collision centers, which is where a car gets into an accident. He owns the building where that business is. I own office buildings, apartments, and single families. So we look at different things. So it very much comes down to what it is that you're looking at. What kind of real estate are you most interested in?
Mainly like houses.
Okay. So, and what do you want to do with the house?
I want to like get a few in like a nice location, like to rent those because people like go on holiday there, so they'll rent them.
So maybe like an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like a more like central to the city, like sort of area, like house to sell.
Yep. Do you know the first and most important thing about real estate?
No.
Have you ever heard location, location, location?
No.
So that's what
Write that down. Those are the top 3 in that order.
So, and that's important, right? Like where you live is close to your school, and it's close to your, your church, and it's close to your like all that stuff really matters. And if you're going to do this in an investment way, you need to make sure it's close to the things that make sense. Like if you're going to do an Airbnb, having it close to a beach, or having it close to a city center, or having it close to like Disney World, or all that stuff is cool because there's proximity. So know who your customer is. Just like with your other businesses, you're learning that the most important thing with the business is the customer. Understand who the customer is for that particular piece of property, and then you'll be able to pick the right one for the right location.
Yeah, location, for Frank lives in Richmond, Virginia. He knows the parts of the city that are growing, that are going to be more valuable in 5 years and 10 years than others that are maybe flat, that aren't doing as great. For me personally, I live in Virginia, but I don't buy properties in my state. I buy south. I buy in Florida and Georgia. And I have reasons for that because my properties are industrial and I'm responsible for the roof. I don't want snow on my roof. I don't want to get a phone call saying I got to go fix a roof somewhere. So I buy in southern states because they're growing, that there's more people moving there. The jobs are better there. And I think in 5-10 years, they'll do better than states in the north. And that's my opinion. But both Frank and I acquire areas that we tend to know a little better and we feel are going to do better.
Okay.
One more. Ask us one more question and we'll wrap up and let you go on.
What's your business that you're making called? That with the car alarm thing? Because I want to invest in it.
Oh, you want to invest in our business? I love it. I got to send that to David. We might have a little bit you could schnitzel in on. We'll see how you do on your launch. So the name of our business is called Keep Technologies.
Okay.
And the name of our first product is called The Knight. Like a knight in shining armor.
Wait, is that the one in the car, which is the alarm?
It's the one that sits in the cup holder. It looks like an Amazon Alexa device.
Yeah.
That screws into the cup holder.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you do good enough in that launch, you might be able to buy into our tech company. I absolutely love it. Look at this, Frank. He's hustling in. On a tech startup. It's awesome.
I know a guy that might want to schnitzel off a couple of shares. You can buy in from him. That's an inside joke for Ian and me. Anything else for us before we let you get back to your afternoon?
No, that's all my questions.
Yoni, you have been an absolutely delightful first guest. If this podcast becomes a worldwide hit, you're going to be able to say that you were our first ever guest. You were the first time we've ever had 3 boxes on the Zoom as we've gone through. So this was, I could tell you, Frank, I don't know about you. I'm more inspired than Yoni probably is from talking to us. You've inspired me. You give me hope for our youth for sure.
I'd like to say this. This was a lot of fun for both of us. You're an inspiration. You're a fun little guy. Enjoy being 12, but keep doing the little things you're doing. And when you're ready to look at your first real estate deal, look us up and we'll help you analyze it, look at it, make a good decision.
Yeah.
And we want an update when you hit that 600 pounds for this launch.
Your dad better tell us when how that car wash goes.
You are way out there now. You've just committed to the world that you're going to go make 600 pounds on this thing. You better get it done.
All right,
Yoni,
pal.
it was great having you, man. Take care, buddy.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you,
Bye.
buddy. This episode of Let Me Speak to a Manager was brought to you by Yoni's car cleaning service of London. If you happen to need some services, contact this young man. He comes to you, he does it for a great price, and he does it with a smile. Couldn't imagine spending your money any better way if you're in that London area. Drop 20 pounds, help this boy hit his goal.